Hey gang, want to talk with you a little bit today about some legal updates. Some good, some not so good. We have AB 1333. I pushed out a video a couple weeks ago in regards to that when they introduced that bill. Well, guess what? Who thinks that when you call your congressmen and senators and harass them, that they don't listen to you? Well, that's exactly what happened in this case, where the general population called their senators and congressmen and veterinarians and things like that, and they raised holy hell in regards to AB 1333. Now, if you recall, 1333 would basically squash the stand your ground capability in California. Well, folks raised a huge stink, and they pulled that bill in just a matter of a couple weeks since they published it. So that was good news in the sense that now we don't have to worry about 1333 at this time. Now, the cynical part of me says that they will go ahead and find a way to sneak in the content of 1333 into a completely irrelevant or different bill. So they'll come out with a bill regarding healthcare or something, and they'll sneak in the text of 1333 in there. So that is how I think that they're going to go ahead and do it. So just kind of know that. Make sure you read all these things because they're known to do these things.
We're going to sit tight till it comes, but keep your eyes open.
Right now, directly, 1333 is dead. Moving on. Now, there was a recent video just published a few days ago of a federal judge about his dissent on the Bonta versus Duncan case. Now, if you recall, the Duncan case is the standard magazine ban, where you now have anything greater than 10 is banned in the state of California. Okay. Now, everybody knows that this particular case has been kicked around and volleyed like a ping pong ball over the last roughly 10 years. Okay, it was ruled unconstitutional by Benitez back in, I want to say, 2018. Then, of course, the state complained like little girls, and then they put a stay on that until that went up, and it did go up all the way up to almost the Supreme Court, went up to the Ninth Circuit. It was put on hold until the Bruin case, and when the Supreme Court ruled on the Bruin case and they put their text in regards to, hey, you need to use the standard of history and tradition rather than I believe it's called the two-part, don't quote me on that. They said pretty much all these cases go back and rule it that way, Duncan being one of them. So went back down to Benitez. Benitez says still unconstitutional. Of course, the state raised holy hell yet again, and then it ping-pong. So this thing has been volleyed back and forth, but now in the most recent ruling, 7-4, this judge posted a video, which is very rare, but posted a dissent video as to why he particularly opines that the ruling on the magazine ban was or is unconstitutional. And in his video, one of his talking points is that a magazine is not an accessory, as it was argued by the state, but rather an integral part that aids the function of the firearm. So it is not an accessory. Therefore, to regulate that you cannot hold more than 10 or whatever is an infringement thereby on the Second Amendment. So he goes into the details about that. Go check out that video if you're so inclined to watch. But the thing about it is that it's very rare for a judge to, one, post a video, and two, to when he dissents, write such an elaborate opinion. So now you have, obviously we have Benitez's multiple opinions and rulings on this, plus this judge's opinion and video on this. What does it mean for the individual citizen? Nada. Absolutely nothing. You're still relegated to the 10-round magazines, and by the time that we're 80 and walking around in canes, this might see itself in the Supreme Court's hands again, and they'll probably kick it down to the district level. So what does it mean for you? Nothing. But you know what? If you have your Freedom Week mags, those are still okay. How this makes any sense, I have no idea. Moving on. In other news, We have another bill in the People's Republic of California. Yes, you sensitive Sallies, I said that. I'll say California too. Calm down, calm down. It's just a talking point.
Let's not be so sensitive.
Anyways, so AB 1187. This one's a doozy. So everybody knows in California you need a firearm safety certificate in order to buy a firearm, where you need to pass a 30-question quiz, which, by the way, if you've ever taken that quiz, it is highly skewed to make one think that guns are dangerous. Let's not get into that. But there is a bill that now says in order to obtain a firearm safety certificate as of 2027, they're wanting the individual to take no less than 8 hours of training, where there's live fire and physical standards, in order to then get that safety certificate and then ultimately purchase that firearm. Now, I don't know what in the heck that's all about, but when you think about it, of course, we are talking about the Second Amendment. I don't know any other right that you need to take a test, go to school for, and prove standards, okay? Now, if they're gonna do this for the Second Amendment, who's to say that they're not gonna do this for the First Amendment down the road? Just saying. But while I am a huge proponent of training, I mean, that's what we do. I love training, and I think people should all be trained, but on their own volition. Not because some schmuck in an office somewhere says they have to, which, by the way, these guys never fired a firearm in a day in their life, so they don't even know which way the correct end points. Be that as it may, okay, this bill would essentially restrict and would infringe desperately on the individual's rights, because not only do they have to take a test, that test costs them at least $30 today. Okay, on top of that, they have to go take an 8-hour class. Now, depending on who's hosting that class, you're gonna range anywhere from $100 all the way on to $300-400 just for that one-day class, okay? So let's just go ahead and cut it down the middle. So 1-3, that's 300, add 150 on top. That's a $250 class on average, plus another 30 for your test. That's 280, plus the time spent out of work and things like that. You do the math on that, on the final cost of this, but it really is a cost for what, okay? What's really gonna happen is you're gonna have some schmuck in a red shirt that's gonna say, hey, take this class for $100 with me. I'm gonna bore you with PowerPoint all day. I'm gonna tell you war stories about how I'm cool, and then we're gonna put you on a 3-yard line, and we're gonna go ahead and shoot a B-27 target, which is bigger than Gigantor, and if you hit his fingertip, we're gonna make that a hit. Yeah, that's real training, because that's really what's gonna happen, okay? So this is a complete infringement. This needs to be squashed just as fast as 1333. So again, call your congressman, call your doctor, call LeBron James, I don't care, but make sure that the powers that be, I use that term loosely, know that this is heinous and that you oppose this with all ounce of your force and being. Hey gang. This just in, not only but a couple days ago we were recording a legal update for you, and between then and now we just had yet another turd dropped or introduced on us here in the state of California. And folks, quite frankly, I just can't make this stuff up. So Senate Bill 704, SB 704, coming out of California, I gotta laugh, says or wants to say that in order for somebody to buy a barrel for their firearm, whether it be pistol or rifle, they need to now go through a DROS process. This would go into play on January 1 of 26. But now a person who would want to change the barrel on their firearm, whether it be because of wear and tear or aftermarket upgrade or whatever the myriad of reasons, which there are a ton of reasons you would change out the barrel, they would have to go through that process. So yes, this thing right here, this barrel, okay, would have to go through a DROS process for somebody to buy. Now, right now, many people in California know you can go online, purchase a barrel, have it shipped to your house, no problem, all is good. But now you would have to go through that FFL to buy that barrel. So here's what's really gonna happen. Many companies are gonna be like, you know what, we're just not gonna ship to California, it's not worth it for us. So you'll see limited selection. The folks or companies that want to continue selling barrels in California will essentially not ship it online. They'll probably just say, hey, FFLs, you're gonna have to stock it, or it'll have to get shipped to the FFL. FFL, just like ammo, would have to receive it, and so on and so forth. So guess what? The cost of barrels just went up. So you'll have to pay more. You'll have to pay the droves fee on that barrel on top. Mind you, you'll probably also have to pay that 11% tax on top, just FYI. Now, that is not 100%. That is just my gut feeling saying. Now, also, what needs to be collected? I have a list here of the information that would be collected if you were to go through that droves process. So one, the date of sale or transfer, the purchaser or transferee's driver's license number and state issued, the make, model, and caliber of the firearm that barrel goes to, the purchaser's full name, the name of the salesperson that is selling the barrel, and then the purchaser's full address, followed by the purchaser's birth date. Not for nothing, folks, all that information for a barrel is ridiculous. Lastly, in the text, it is written that it says that information goes to the DOJ and will be retained. So it's not like, all right, everything checks out in this background process. Okay, whatever, you can have the barrel, and poof, it goes away. No, they're straight up saying, hey, we're gonna retain this. So now, you buy this barrel, and 2 years from now, for whatever reason, they wanna ask you about that barrel. They'll be like, hey, so this barrel that you bought a couple years ago. Or, better yet, you buy a barrel, you change the configuration on your firearm, and you wanna either give or sell that barrel to a friend of yours. You guys gotta go to an FFL to bless off that transfer. Another droves fee, by the way. So, guys, gals, I can't make this stuff up. This is just, at this point, I really think they're trying to outdo themselves with the absolute ridiculousness in which these bills are introduced. I think they sit around a table, literally, a bunch of legislative persons, sit around a table and say, hey, how can we make this more retarded today? Hey, listen, let's go ahead and droves the barrels. You don't say. Because that's just the level of stupidity these days. So, as always, call your congressman, call your senator, call your banker, I don't know, call the Pope for that matter. Tell them how stupid this is and let them know that you don't approve. Maybe we can pull another AB 1333 on this bad boy and get this thing pulled here in the next couple weeks. But just wanted to drop this on you as just another turd in a slew of turds here in California. If you think all gun laws are an infringement and you live behind the enemy lines in the People's Republic of California, then check out our Unconvicted Felons t-shirt. We came out with this t-shirt design for you where most of us are fed up with the situation here in California. So check it out. Check out our website. Awesome t-shirt coming at you. And our new line of 2 arms where it stands for 2A Rights Matter. So check out our new t-shirt and help us feed our dog.